Your grandfather might have drunk this every morning for 40 years and never had a single prostate issue. Now your partner might be begging you to stop making it because the whole house smells like a spice market. But here's why you shouldn't give it up anytime soon. Welcome to Prime Health Lab. I'm not here to sell you miracle cures or fancy supplements. I'm here to talk about something that's been passed down through generations in our families. Something so simple it almost sounds too good to be true. Cumin tea for prostate health. If you're looking for honest, no-nonsense advice on natural health strategies that actually work, you're in the right place. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming. Now let's get into this. Here's the thing about traditional remedies. They didn't survive for centuries because they were trendy. They survived because they worked. Your grandfather didn't know the scientific names for the compounds in cumin. He didn't need to. He just knew that every morning, without fail, he'd boil water, toss in a teaspoon of cumin seeds, let it steep for about 10 minutes, and drink it down. And you know what? The man lived to 92. Sharp mind, strong body, no late-night bathroom trips, no discomfort, no inflammation issues that so many men deal with as they age. Now, I'm not saying cumin tea is some magical fountain of youth, but what I am saying is that there's real science backing up what our ancestors figured out through observation and experience. Cumin contains something called thymoquinone, and if that sounds complicated, don't worry about it. What you need to know is that this compound has powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. And inflammation, that's one of the biggest enemies of prostate health. Think about it like this. Your prostate is a small gland that sits right below your bladder. As you age, it can start to enlarge. That's called benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH. When that happens, it puts pressure on your urethra, which is why so many older men find themselves getting up 3, 4, 5 times a night just to urinate. It disrupts sleep. It affects energy. It messes with quality of life. And a lot of that enlargement is driven by chronic inflammation in the body. Cumin helps calm that inflammation down. It doesn't happen overnight. It's not like taking a pill and feeling better in an hour, but over time, consistently, it supports your body's natural ability to regulate inflammation and keep things functioning smoothly. Studies have shown that cumin can help reduce oxidative stress in prostate tissue. Oxidative stress is basically when your cells get damaged by unstable molecules called free radicals. Over time, that damage adds up. Cumin steps in and neutralizes some of that damage before it becomes a bigger problem. But here's what really makes cumin special. It's not just about what it does for your prostate, it's about how it supports your entire system. Cumin improves digestion, which means your body absorbs nutrients more efficiently. It supports healthy blood sugar levels, which is crucial because insulin resistance and metabolic issues are linked to prostate problems. It even has mild antimicrobial properties, which means it helps keep harmful bacteria in check. All of this works together to create an environment in your body where your prostate can stay healthy and functional. And the best part? You don't need a prescription. You don't need to spend a fortune. You just need a teaspoon of cumin seeds and some hot water. That's it. The grandfather didn't have access to fancy supplements or cutting-edge treatments. He had common sense and a pantry full of spices. And that was enough. So let's talk about actually making this tea, because there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. And the difference matters more than you might think. A lot of people assume you can just toss some cumin seeds into boiling water, let it sit for a minute, and you're good to go. But if you do it that way, you're leaving a lot of the benefits on the table. You want to extract as much of those active compounds as possible, and that takes a little bit of time and the right temperature. First thing in the morning, before you eat anything, boil about 2 cups of water. Once it reaches a full boil, take it off the heat and add 1 heaping teaspoon of whole cumin seeds, not ground cumin. Whole seeds. This is important because the whole seeds release their oils and compounds more slowly and more completely during the steeping process. Ground cumin loses potency faster and doesn't steep as effectively. Cover the pot or mug and let those seeds steep for at least 10 minutes. Some people go 15. The longer you let it steep, the stronger the flavor and the more concentrated the beneficial compounds become. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. The smell is intense. It's earthy, warm, and it fills the entire room. That's why my partner jokes about turning our kitchen into a spice market every morning. But once you get used to it, it becomes comforting. It becomes part of your routine. After it's steeped, strain out the seeds. You can drink the tea warm or let it cool down a bit if that's more your style. Some guys add a tiny bit of honey or a squeeze of lemon to take the edge off the bitterness. Personally, I drink it straight. No additions. Just pure cumin tea. And I drink it on an empty stomach first thing in the morning because that's when your digestive system is most receptive and your body can absorb the nutrients most efficiently. Now, timing matters here. Drinking cumin tea in the morning sets the tone for your entire day. It kickstarts your metabolism. It helps regulate your digestion. And because it works on reducing inflammation systemically, you're giving your body the tools it needs right from the start to manage stress, support hormonal balance, and keep your prostate functioning optimally. If you drink it after a heavy meal, your body is already busy processing food, and the cumin compounds won't be absorbed as effectively. You might be wondering, how often should you drink this? 7 days a week, no breaks. And that consistency is part of why it worked so well for him. Natural remedies like this aren't about quick fixes. They're about building habits that support long-term health. If you're serious about prostate health, if you want to avoid the issues that affect so many men as they age, then consistency is your best friend. 1 cup a day. Every morning, that's the protocol. But here's something else worth mentioning. Cumin tea isn't just for older men or guys who are already experiencing prostate issues. If you're in your 30s or 40s and you're thinking ahead, this is one of the smartest preventive measures you can take. Prostate problems don't just show up overnight. They develop slowly over years, often because of cumulative inflammation, poor diet, stress, and hormonal changes. By starting this habit early, you're setting yourself up for a healthier future. You're not waiting for symptoms to appear, you're actively preventing them. And let's talk about what you might notice after a few weeks of drinking this regularly. A lot of guys report better urinary flow, less urgency, fewer trips to the bathroom at night. Some notice they feel less bloated, more energized, and their digestion improves. These aren't dramatic overnight transformations. They're subtle shifts that compound over time, and that's exactly how natural health works. It's not about shock and awe. It's about steady, reliable progress. One more thing. If you're someone who struggles with the taste, and I get it, cumin has a very distinct flavor. You can experiment a bit. Some men add a pinch of black pepper, which actually enhances the absorption of cumin's active compounds. Others mix in a little ginger, which adds warmth and has its own anti-inflammatory benefits. Just don't go overboard with additions. The simpler you keep it, the more effective it is. All right, let's get real for a minute. Cumin tea is fantastic. It's backed by tradition and science. It's affordable, accessible, and it works. But if you think you can drink a cup every morning and then spend the rest of your day eating processed food, sitting for 10 hours straight, getting no exercise, and staying stressed out of your mind, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Cumin tea is a powerful tool, but it's just one tool in a much larger toolbox. And if you want real, lasting prostate health, you need to understand what else needs to be in place. Let's start with diet, because this is where most guys go wrong without even realizing it. Your prostate health is directly influenced by what you put into your body every single day. If you're loading up on sugar, refined carbohydrates, trans fats, and processed meats, you're creating an internal environment that promotes inflammation, hormonal imbalance, and cellular damage. All of those things put stress on your prostate. Cumin tea can help manage some of that inflammation, but it can't undo the damage of a consistently poor diet. So what should you be eating? Focus on whole foods, vegetables, especially cruciferous ones like broccoli, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts. These contain compounds that help your body metabolize estrogen more effectively, which is crucial because elevated estrogen levels in men are linked to prostate enlargement. Eat healthy fats. Omega-3s from fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines. These fats are anti-inflammatory and support cellular health throughout your entire body, including your prostate. Add in nuts and seeds, particularly pumpkin seeds and Brazil nuts. Pumpkin seeds contain zinc, which is essential for prostate function. Brazil nuts give you selenium, a mineral that protects against oxidative damage. And here's something most men don't think about: lycopene. It's a powerful antioxidant found in tomatoes, especially cooked tomatoes. Studies have shown that men who consume lycopene regularly have a lower risk of prostate issues. So add tomato sauce, tomato paste, and cooked tomatoes into your meals a few times a week. It's simple, it's effective, and it complements the work that Cumin tea is doing in your system. Now let's talk about movement. Sitting is one of the worst things you can do for your prostate. When you sit for extended periods, you're putting direct pressure on the gland. Blood flow to the area decreases. Inflammation can build up, and over time, this contributes to enlargement and dysfunction. You don't need to become a marathon runner. You just need to move consistently. Walk for 30 minutes a day. Do some body weight exercises. Stretch. Get your blood flowing. Even standing up every hour and moving around for a few minutes makes a difference. Your prostate needs circulation. It needs oxygen, and movement delivers both. Stress is another huge factor that most guys underestimate. When you're chronically stressed, your body produces elevated levels of cortisol. High cortisol over time disrupts your hormonal balance. It affects your testosterone levels. It increases inflammation. And all of that impacts your prostate. You can drink all the Cumin tea in the world, but if you're walking around with chronic stress and elevated cortisol, you're fighting an uphill battle. Find ways to manage stress that work for you. It could be meditation, deep breathing exercises, spending time in nature, or just setting boundaries with work and obligations. Whatever it is, make it a priority. Your prostate will thank you. Sleep is non-negotiable. This is where your body does the majority of its repair work. When you're sleeping deeply, your body is reducing inflammation, balancing hormones, and regenerating cells. If you're only getting 5 or 6 hours of broken sleep every night, you're sabotaging your health. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep. Keep your room dark and cool. Avoid screens for at least an hour before bed, and if you're waking up multiple times during the night to urinate, that's a sign your prostate is already under stress. Address it now before it becomes a bigger issue. And here's something else that doesn't get talked about enough: intimacy and sexual health. Regular ejaculation has been shown in studies to support prostate health. It helps flush out old fluids and keeps the gland functioning properly. Now, I'm not telling you what to do in your personal life, but if you're avoiding intimacy or going long stretches without sexual activity, it's worth understanding that it can impact your prostate over time. Your body is designed to function in certain ways, and prostate health is tied to regular sexual function. One last thing: hydration. You need to be drinking enough water throughout the day. Not coffee, not soda. Water. Proper hydration supports kidney function, helps flush out toxins, and keeps your urinary system working smoothly. If you're dehydrated, your urine becomes more concentrated, which can irritate your bladder and prostate. Drink at least 8 glasses of water a day, more if you're active or live in a hot climate. So here's the bottom line: Cumin tea is an incredible addition to your daily routine. It's something my grandfather swore by, and I've seen the benefits in his own life. But it works best when it's part of a complete approach: good nutrition, regular movement, stress management, quality sleep, hydration, sexual health. All of these things work together. They amplify each other. And when you combine them with that morning cup of Cumin tea, you're giving your prostate the absolute best chance to stay healthy, functional, and problem-free for decades to come. This isn't about chasing trends or quick fixes. It's about respecting what works. It's about taking control of your health in a natural, sustainable way. If you found value in this video, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Share it with a friend who might need to hear this. And subscribe to Prime Health Lab because we're just getting started. There's so much more to talk about when it comes to men's health, hormone balance, energy, and living your best life naturally. Take care of yourself. Your future self will thank you. I'll see you in the next one.
Prime Health Lab is dedicated to men's internal health. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.